Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Um, Welcome everyone. Welcome from whichever part of the world that you're watching from. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, it's time for us to have a conversation. I call it conversation, and I think that's why I'm sitting on very relaxed at the moment. So we just wait for just a couple of minutes just for others to be able to join us. And thank you very much for tuning in. So if you can, just let me know in the comments box. Just let me know where you're joining from. If you're joining from the UK, thank you very much. If you're joining from any part of the world, please let me know, and I would like to know. Even though I may not be able to respond at the moment, there I would really love to know. Thank you very much for joining. Like I said, I'm just having a conversation. Thank you. So as we're waiting, please enjoy the music in the background. And we're going to be starting very soon. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm happy. I'm happy. Okay, without waiting too much, just give me 1 minute, just process. Yes, welcome everyone, and thank you once again for joining this conversation. And I really appreciate you, and I hope that by the end of this conversation, I would have been able to add value to you in one way or the other. So I'll start by introducing myself to you and with a little bit of a background on why we're here. So my name is Temitayo Oyediro, and by the grace of God, I've been able to publish, I'm a published author. And yes, sometime a few weeks ago, even though I've been sort of like helping people, I get calls and emails from people telling me, okay, how did you do this? Can you show me how to do it? And I thought, okay, why don't I make this open to a lot of people by sharing some of the lessons that I've learned over the years as a published author. And yes, it's also part of my commitment to live on purpose. So over the course of the next 1 month or two, or for the next few years, I don't know how long, but it's possible that you hear me make that statement, live on purpose, because I've just thought about it, that what's the point of living without living on purpose? So that's one of the reasons why we're doing this. And I thought of many projects that I've been able to execute in my life, and one of them which stood out for me is the project of being able to actually publish a book. And I thought to myself, let me share the lessons with people out there, and hopefully maybe it will help 1 or 2 people to be able to move from dreaming that they can one day write a book to the point of actually publishing and holding a copy of the book in their hand. By the way, before the end of this conversation, I'm going to show you a copy of my book. Thank you very much. So, like I said, introduction, my name is Temitayo Oyediro. I'm a published author and a project manager with many years experience, and I'm also a coach as well. So that's the little introduction that I can give. I'm married with children as well. So I will quickly go on to the main reason why we're here this evening, and that is some of the challenges of a published author. I will start by just saying that as a project manager, there's this term that we use very often, and it's also one of the principles of being able to manage projects successfully, and that is lessons learned, or lessons that you've experienced on the project. So I'm going to be sharing some lessons with you, and hopefully you can pick that up in your project to being able to publish a book. And what the first question, which I'm just going to ask as part of the subtopic for tonight, is how to start and to finish a book. So I'll first of all want to define what an author is. And in order for you to be able to remember the definition of an author that I've come up with, I will give an acronym to the word author, and that is AUTHOR. And what does A stands for? A stands for awareness. And in order to be an author, a published one at that, you need to be self-aware. You need to be aware of yourself. You need to know yourself inside out. You need to be able to have control over yourself and your identity as a person in order for you to be able to feel that you've got value to have to other people. So that's the first thing as my definition for author. And the second letter, which is U, I believe. U stands for understanding. I cannot emphasize that. You need to understand your audience, and you need to understand this industry of publishing a book. You need to understand. So you can't say that you're an author without understanding all the processes involved with being able to publish a book. So and the third one, which is T, right? I believe that in order to do anything in life, you have to be able to think it through, right? You think it through that, okay, is this worth it? Am I ready to sacrifice myself to being able to hold a copy of my book in my hand? So you need to think it through. Thinking is the third word for the definition of author. And the H letter stands for, you need to have an heart for the people. You need to love people genuinely. You need to love your audience. You need to love your readers, the people that will read. You are already thinking ahead. That's what would captivate their attention, what would grab their heart towards you, what would draw them towards you as a writer. So that's the H letter as part of the definition for being an author. And the O, everybody writes something. I was still sharing in one of the live conversations that that was part of this morning, that everyone writes. You send a text to your friends. You write a comment to people. You are writing something. You are typing something out. You join words together. So you're actually writing something. But it takes a little step for you to be able to organize groups of words or combination of words in order for you to actually say, okay, yes, this is a product or a book that I've been able to publish. So you need to be organized. And the last one, which is R, I believe, definitely you need to have what I call, you need to be realistic with yourself. Set a realistic goal that, yes, I really want to do this and nothing is stopping me. So that is my full definition of author. So all of this just comprises of what makes a good author. So that's it. That's the definition of author. So if you see yourself in any of this, or if you see yourself having some of these characteristics, then you are good to go. That means you are already on the way of having your book published. And I can assure you, you've already started writing something. You just need to organize them together. You need to make sure that you put those materials together in order to be able to make sense of your reader or the people that will be reading your book, and also for them to be able to see that you're adding value to them. And I see it as being able to serve them. You know, when you go to restaurants, you see people that will serve you the food that you ordered for. And obviously, whatever you ordered for, you expect them to serve you in a polite way. So that is the job of an author, being able to add value by serving people. So that is what I see as being an author. So definitely, you have that information at the moment. So we'll go straight to the subtopics for this evening. And the first one is, I've just put it down so that at least I don't forget and I'm able to address the topic. So please do put your comments in and I'll start reading as soon as I'm able to actually share what I want to share tonight. So some of the challenges of being a published author, I've spoken to a few people and I've also experienced this myself, right? Guys, it's not difficult. And I say it's not difficult because I've been able to achieve that. But at the same time, it's still not easy. I put it like that because it's take a lot of commitment to be able to do that, because there are challenges to being able to start and to complete a book publishing project. So whether you have started or you're just about to start, kudos to you. Then that means you're doing something and you need to give yourself a pat on the back. That's, yeah, I'm doing something, I'm already on that journey. But some of the challenges I'm going to mention some of the challenges that I've seen on this in this industry and also speaking to people, is that before you start, you need to think of the end product. Even before you start, think of the end product. What do I mean by that? You have to think futuristically. What does this book need to look like in the hand of the reader, in the hand of anyone that wants to read it? What does it need to look like? What does the content, what does it have to look like? So you need to ask yourself that question. And if you're able to answer that question, good, 1 point down. And the second one is you need to start small and you build up on it. You start small. Don't overwhelm yourself with, oh, I need to write 100 pages, I need to write 1,000 pages, I need to write 2,000 pages. Just start small. But most importantly, which I think this is really very important, in order for you to have a good book that would captivate your audience, you need to make sure that you are reading good books as well. You are reading good books. I'll give myself as an example. At the point when I actually started, when I set out that I wanted to publish a book, I started reading good books. And I can tell you, I read a few books at that point in time. So I had an idea of what a good book should look like. And I thought to myself, is this going to be an easy thing or not? But you know, I went ahead, I communicated my fear to my mentor, one of my mentors then, and I just gave a draft copy of what I'd written then. And I showed it to her and she said, wow, yeah, you're on that part already. You're already on that part to getting this book. And I felt, whoa, coach or mentor as well then, telling me that, okay, yes, you are making sense with that. I felt, wow, that is really, really good. So that really motivated me, and also it's also a motivating factor for me. I've got, yeah, that's okay, yeah, so this is very possible. So I set out to achieving that, and here we are. I've got a copy. I think it's time for me to actually show you. There's a copy of my book. If you haven't seen it before, it's called Self-Identification Management. Same book. Good. So what are the other challenges that people do face when they set out to actually publish a book? Don't put yourself under unnecessary or undue pressure. You're not competing with anyone out there, but rather you're competing with yourself. And that's also one of the things that I've highlighted in my book, self-competition. Self-competition is when you think of what you've achieved previously, what are the things that you've done successfully previously, and then you think, if I could do those. And all I can say to everyone watching me right now, to sleep and to wake up this morning, at least, and also for you to be able to lay your bed after waking up, is a lot of achievement. So you need to be able to celebrate that. Okay? So another point is, no matter how costly you may think of publishing a book may be, no matter how costly you may think, okay, yes, this is definitely going to cost me a lot. Don't think of the cost from the beginning. Just keep writing. Start off by just writing. Just write. Because like I said earlier on, we are always writing. But are we thinking of the people that are reading what we are writing? Are we thinking about them, or are we putting them into consideration with whatever we're writing? So these are questions that we need to ask ourselves, okay? And also, some of the challenges as well is the fact that you need to get an editor to review your book, and also to review your write-up, and to make sure that, yes, they can probably edit it in order for the audience to be able to understand what you have put in the book. Another challenge is the aspect of marketing. Marketing is a very vital part of publishing a book. But obviously, there are so many marketing consultants out there that can do that for you, but you need to be willing to be able to put in the effort of actually marketing your book. I'm trying to address this subtopic one after the other, so that at least you can understand what we're trying to achieve tonight. Thank you. So, yeah, make sure that you gain clarity of what you want to write, and then make sure that you are willing to have value to people. And at the same time, because the publishing company would want to see that the content of your book is directly from you. So if you have cited any quotes or any image or anything from someone else or from some other book in your write-up, you need to be able to verify that. You need to get an approval from the author or from wherever you got it from, so that at least there's an approval that you can actually use it in your book. Some people are not aware of that, but that's also one of the challenges. But it's not really a challenge, it's something that you can do. I remember when I was doing my thesis for my master's, I had to go through this. Even for my BSc, I had to go through this. So I'm sure many of us have gone through this already, but we probably don't think that it comes into writing a book. Okay, so these are some of the challenges that I've heard from people that I've experienced myself in publishing my book. Okay, so that's the first subtopic that we've covered there. There'll be time for us to ask our questions, but we're just running through this subtopic so that at least we are able to cover as many as possible. So the next subtopic, which is the what is the purpose of the book that you are writing, or the book that you want to publish? What is the purpose? Okay, this is a very key part. My personal experience is that I'd already started writing something, wanting to just write for the sake of just writing. And one day I was having a conversation with my dad about writing a book. And he shared with me that all along he had always wanted to publish a book. But he had just been writing, but he was unable to actually complete it to becoming a published book. So that moment, that struck me that, wow, this man that I see as a successful man, to do that he couldn't do. Maybe I don't know why he couldn't do that. So that challenged me that if my dad couldn't do it, and there's this there's this adage or so in where I come from, that whatever your dad has achieved, you should aim to achieve even much more. So that set up a challenge for me that whatever it takes, I'm going to get this book published at all cost. So that is one of the motivating factors for me. And I would say that also gave me the purpose behind ensuring that this book is published, and I can hold it in my hand and say, yes, I've got a product in my hand. And I read a book called Key Person of Influence by Daniel Priestley. It talks about 5 key things that you need to do, that you need to have in order for you to become a key person of influence. And I read in there that you need to have a product. So I was thinking, okay, this is definitely going to be a product for me. That anywhere I go, at least I can easily tell people, okay, yeah, this is it. And when we get to the part of some of the rewards and benefits of having your book published, I'm going to share a little bit more into that. These are things that I never thought could happen to me as a person. So, like I said, the purpose, the reason behind you wanting to publish the book must be very, very certain, or you must be very certain of that purpose and the reason. You must be sure about it. You must be able to communicate that out to people that this is it. And like I'm sharing with you now, that definitely is one of the reasons why I felt to myself, okay, yes, I need to get this book out. And most especially, at first, maybe I was doing it the wrong way. I was just looking to write a book just for me to have maybe another source of income. And I can tell you many authors would say the same. But in reality, it came to me that I'm actually having more value to people than even expecting that, okay, yes, oh, this book should make me millions and billions. And even most of the authors that I've read their books specifically said that, okay, at the beginning, don't expect that, okay, yes, maybe you sell millions or so, but just ensure that you're adding value. So when I hear from people that they have read my book and it touched them, that actually make me feel really good that I'm actually adding value to people. And I know very well that the next thing beyond being successful is to become significant. And significance come when you are actually adding value to people. Okay, so that's probably one of the reasons why I'm also sharing this with you, because I just feel let me become very, very, let me come up to you and share this with you. And I'm sure one or two people will probably have questions after this, and I will be taking that. I'll be taking the questions, and then if you want to send a message to me privately, please go ahead and do that, and we can have a conversation. And like I said at the beginning, that I've received questions from people, or people sending me emails. Oh yeah, I'm writing this book. Can you help me to review it? Or can you guide me? Or can you mentor me on how to make sure that this book becomes, or this my writer becomes a published book? So I've done that to many people. So that's actually one of the reasons why I thought, okay, let me share to the audience. Just give me 1 minute, please. Thank you for that. So another reason and purpose why you must write a book is that you have to think of your audience. Many of us, we don't think of the people that could benefit from what we publish. I see many people writing good material, good content on Facebook, Instagram, and all of that. And the funny thing is, Facebook is going to keep that for you. There is somebody in a village somewhere that needs to see that, or somebody in another country that needs to hear, that needs to read what you have written. How are they going to get it if you only just put it on Facebook to the people that are within your friend list to be able to read that? So my book has been to so many places that I can't even get to. So that's me sharing my message all over the world while I'm still here doing this live video with you. That's interesting, isn't it? So please, let's look at that. And also one of the things that I found very interesting is when people read my book, they say that, okay, the story actually got their attention because I actually shared my story in the book. And when you share your story that connects with the topic or the title of the book, in your book, people connect with you. And maybe it's because I read this book from John C. Maxwell. The title of the book is Everyone Communicates, but Few Connect. So at that moment, I thought to myself, how can I connect to my audience? How can I connect to the readers of my book and the audience of my book? So I decided to just slot in a little bit of my story in there. And I've seen how that has actually touched a lot of people and has made them to think, if he could do it, yes, I can do it too. So that's just a brief explanation that I want to give in you understanding or identifying the purpose behind you wanting to write a book. I hope that helps someone. So yeah, I'll just quickly go to the subtopic, and I'm doing this so that at least we are able to actually have an understanding. We're able to measure the progress of this live conversation. And like I said, I'm relaxed with this conversation because it is a conversation. I'm not here to lecture anyone. I'm not here to teach anyone. I'm having a conversation with you, and hopefully you will get something from this. Okay? I imagine when successful people, they meet at the coffee shop or over dinner or something, just to discuss ideas. They don't look too serious, thinking, okay, yes, I'm going for an interview or something like that. They're casual. So that's why I'm probably sitting out like this, just sharing this with you, okay? So thank you. And also one of the interesting aspects of this conversation this evening is, what are some of the rewards of you publishing a book? If you have not even been concentrating on what I've shared so far, please take this one seriously. What are the rewards? Come on, you don't want to embark on anything without considering the reward, okay? So I'm just going to share some of the reward, because I know there's what I call return of investment, because writing a book is going to cost you time, it's going to cost you money, and it's going to cost you sleepless nights. It took me over 4 years to be able to complete my book, because I needed to go in, at least the book had to go through editing for so many months, had to change some images in there because, yeah, they were not verified on time, all of that. So many things could actually delay the completion of your book. So just scare it a bit. Put in your effort, put in the commitment, and at the end, you will get a reward. So what are some of the rewards? Personally, I will just share some of my rewards, and I'm sure a lot of people also have many benefits or rewards that they've been able to get as a result of them publishing their book. And the first one is, me publishing my book has helped me to have a product out there which has generated me of income. Hi guys, come on, I'm putting a lot of investment into it, so definitely I should expect return of investment. So it's generated some level of increase in my income. So yeah, that's the first benefit and reward. And the second one is that it is taking me to places that I couldn't even imagine I could get to. I shared a picture, I shared a letter yesterday from the mayor of a particular city in the United Kingdom. Yeah, I actually invited the mayor to my book launch, and he sort of like nominated the deputy mayor and the deputy mayoress to come to that. Hey, how could I have been able to get them to listen to me if I didn't have a book? And I like what he wrote in the letter. He said he was impressed with the fact that I set out to do something and I was able to do it. So I'm challenging you today. If you're listening to me, there is a lot inside of you that can get you to where you want to be and where God has destined you to be. But you just need to launch out. And writing a book could be one of them. Writing a book could be one of them. So please, put your mind at rest. Set a target for yourself. Don't overestimate it. Just take it one step at a time. I'm going to use a term that we use in project management. Milestones. Set milestones for the projects of you publishing your book, and ensure that you meet the milestones and the targets that you have set for yourself. Okay? So I'm going to go to the next reward. Also, around the time that I was launching my book, I got an invitation from the BBC Radio for me to come and talk about my book. Hey, how could that have been possible if not that I have a published book? Okay? So that's also one of the rewards. And at the same time, I've been able to actually go on speaking engagement purposely because of the topic of my book, or because they feel that I can add value to the audience as a result of the book that I've written. And the topic of the book is self-identification management, helping people to identify their potentials and the strengths inside of them, and also to identify their weaknesses so that at least it doesn't bring threats to them. Okay, guys? So good. So that's also one of the benefits I'm going to share as well. I think as a result of me publishing my book, right, it has also helped my personal branding. What do I mean by that? Obviously, it has also helped me with my integrity, which means that whatever I've written in the book, I have to also make sure that I abide by that. And also, whenever I go somewhere, I can easily just introduce myself as an author to them. And I've seen in so many places that even the fact that I've been able to author a book or been able to publish a book has opened some doors for me. And I think that's also a big privilege. Okay, so that's also one of the rewards. And I'm going to also say that through this book, I've been able to receive awards. I think, yeah, a few of them. And I've been able to receive invitation from radio shows, TV shows, that I should come to talk on their programs, just to share nuggets about my book to the audience. So those kind of opportunities come as a result of you having your book published. And the few ones that I think this are really very, very, very special to me. So at the time that I was launching my book, I made a commitment as a part of me living for purpose. I made a commitment that I was going to give, at least donate a copy of my book to some of the secondary schools, because I realized that at that stage, it would be good for them to be able to identify themselves, so that at least it prevents them from experiencing any form of bullying or having low self-esteem. And it can help them at that age to begin to project themselves, achieving success in life, and being able to understand that whatever happens, there are lessons to learn from every circumstance, and it doesn't have to limit them from moving forward and still progressing. So I made a commitment that I was going to give some secondary schools at the city that I was in a copy of my book. And I can tell you that the schools that actually received them, they were very excited, and they gave me even a letter of recommendation as well, as a result of what I did by giving to them. So that gave me so much joy that I was able to pass on my knowledge to the generation coming after me, or the people, the younger ones that are coming after me. That's also one great thing for me as part of me trying to live on purpose. And yeah, also I've been invited to several book festival events, and I've been invited as well to some of them, and I've also been featured in many of them because of the fact that I published a book. So there's so many benefits, so many rewards to being a published author. So I've just shared some with you now. Let me think if I can still see some. And recently, my name and my book was actually featured in one of the literature development agencies in the United Kingdom, just for the mere fact that I have written a book and the book has been published. And one interesting thing happened to me. You know, libraries in the UK, they scrutinize the kind of book that they actually accept to be on their shelf. So I spoke to a particular library, and they requested for a copy of my book because they felt, okay, this would bless the people that come to read in their library. So I gave them a copy in this country, United Kingdom. So I gave them a copy for them to just read through. They said, give us a copy, let's read through. If it meets the standard, I use that word very well, standard of the kind of books that we have on our shelves, then definitely we're going to have that. And I said to myself, let's see, hey, let's give it a try. So I gave them a copy for them to review. So after a few days, I believe the head of that library read through it very well and came back to me and said, yes, we are really impressed with your book, and we're going to have a copy on our shelf for people to be able to read. That really made me very excited, and wow, So I've got something that anyone all over the world can read and feel, yes, this is going to bless nations. And not just one library, I think multiple libraries have got copies of my book in them because they felt that they can add value to, the books can add value to their audience. So guys, these are some of the benefits, and I'm sure if you speak to other authors, maybe they can have a few more benefits, but there are also benefits of you being able to, being able to at least go meet other authors at different places. And also I've got copies of my book at Waterstones. Waterstones, that's one of the bookshops in bookstores in the United Kingdom. They've also agreed to have copies of my book on the shelf. And I remember going through that process with them. It took some time and eventually they accepted it. And I felt, wow, okay, so I've got something that could actually get the attention of these people. But wait, if I didn't set out to write the book, obviously I wouldn't be able to get the attention. So guys, I believe you've got one or two things from what I've shared this evening. And yes, I just want to say that there's a lot of recognition that can come with you being able to publish a book, right? And I will start by, and I will also continue by saying that there are so many writers out there, and I can also say that every one of us, as long as we are alive today, if you send text to your people, you are writing something. You are thinking of what to write or what to type to your friend. But organizing this material, organizing these pieces of words together so that at least it's meaningful, it's useful, and you go through the process of getting a publishing company to be able to check through your material and your write-up and tell you that, yes, this is a book that we want to work with you on. I think is a great thing for one to really desire to achieve. Okay? So, and I think that's why I'm actually taking my time out to share this with you. Come on. I could have been using my time for some other things, but I just felt I value everyone out there, and I would want to see your books also to be able to read it, because I know there are so many doors that this book writing or book publishing can open to us if we can just take it on. Okay, so that's what I'm sharing this evening. And yes, these are some of the books, these are some of the points that I just want to share with us. And at the same time, I also just want to leave us with this. I'm going to be checking comments now, very soon, but I just want to leave us with this, that there are 7 things that I put in my book, which obviously each time I read them, they challenge me, and is me having a sense of growth for myself, sense of growth. So each time I see myself that, okay, yes, am I growing at all? I think of it. Do I value myself in order for me to be able to add value to people? And guys, please, let's value ourselves, because if we value ourselves, then you will know that you have substance inside of you that will benefit some other person out there. And let's not, I use this word carefully, let's not be selfish with what we have inside of us, because what you have, the experience, the knowledge, the things that we have inside of us, they are to benefit some other people. And so many good books that are out there, if the authors or the writers didn't put them down, what would we have today to write? So I'm challenging everyone listening to me today. So the next generation, they want to read from us. They want to read from our wealth of experience. I can put my hands up. I'm not saying that I'm the wisest person alive, but I just feel that I've got something to share with this generation and the next. And that's what I've done. And I'm going to continue to do that. And that is what I'm just challenging everyone, that you've got something that can benefit this generation and the next and the future ones. But until we package that in a book, you could decide to make a movie out of the write-up or something. But let's just have a product that we can pass on to this generation or the next generation, for them to truly say, yes, this man lived, that lady lived, that woman lived. So, and I think that is just one key message that I want to pass on to us today. And let's not add things to us. Okay? And yes, if you have questions about writing your book, you can drop some of them now. It's just that, unfortunately, with the position of the devices that I'm using to record this or to do this live show, I'm not sure it will be conducive for me to be able to respond to comments now. But I'll just read some and then see if I can answer them. So just give me 1 minute. Let me just read through some, please. Okay. Okay, it's not difficult. Being able to have value by serving people. Yes, thank you. Being able to have value by serving people. Service is to have value. Service is to have value. And value is when we actually go extra mile to make life better for somebody else. Okay? So whichever way you want to do it. Some people write ebook. I've got my book in audio books. My book is on Amazon. And also, I didn't mention that. Also, I've got an author page on Amazon specifically for all my books. If I have, as many books that I may have, I will just add them under my author page, which means that all my books will be listed on my author page. And Amazon as well does the job for me perfectly well. And definitely, I'm still working to ensure that my book goes to different places. And also, I deliver training with this book. So you can have so many things. And another thing that I also want to have is we've got stories. Your experience matter. Your experience matter, whether good or bad. I assure you, somebody somewhere is probably going through that experience that you probably overcome or that you're going through. So it is good to share your story so that at least somebody can receive encouragement or inspiration from that, and they feel if she or he could do it, yes, I can do it as well. Okay, I just thought I should just bring that in as well. So let me just scroll through the comments. Be real with yourself. Good. And add value to people. Yes. So these are some of the things. And at the same time, there is a place of preparation in everything that we want to do. There is a place of preparation. While you're preparing, you may not look to yourself, okay, yes, you're doing anything, but every little help, every step that you take to achieve that goal, every little step that you take in making sure that you make that book to become a success, celebrate it. Just take each step. And just making sure that, okay, yes, if possible, get an accountability partner, somebody that you can be accountable to. I remember when I was writing my book, I had a coach and a mentor that I would regularly speak to, and then she would just go through the material and just say, oh you're making progress, just keep on. When I wanted to design the cover, the book cover, I had an image in my head how I wanted the book cover to look like, but after speaking to a few people, I had a few suggestions from them and felt, okay, why don't you just have like a face? If you look at the book, it's like a face also with like a fingerprint. So it's just telling you that your identity matters. Your identity matters. So so imagination is really very key. Just imagine, like I said, from some of the steps to, or some of the identifying the purpose, you need to think of the end, think of the end, think of the hand, think of the hand. Make sure that you think of the end even as you start. Let me look at the comment again. Can one use other people's story to write a book? Okay. I think it's a no. It's a no. Unless you get a permission from the person. Let's say you've got a story from your dad or from your mom that you want to write a book about. Get a permission from them. Because like I said from the beginning, initially in my write-up, I put some quotes from John Maxwell specifically. And I needed to get in touch with him in order to gain approval from him that I could cite his quotes in my book. And that was taking so long because of his busy schedule. And he wasn't working in line with targets that I had for me being able to get my book published. So I had to drop the quotes and then I just improvised with what I had. So to answer your question, Liars Imprint, please, you can use somebody else's story, but you need to get a permission from them, because no publishing company would accept a write-up that has not been authenticated by yourself. It's not like it's not something that is really your original message, if I should put it like that. So you can get permission from the person that can I write about your story, and then obviously you need to reference them in there. I hope that answers your question. Please, I think I'm able to answer questions now. So if you have questions, just bring them forward. And just to inform you, there's going to be more of this. And if you specifically about publishing a book, please get in touch with me. I'm already working with few people, and let me not scare you, as God has blessed me in any way that I can help to make sure that your dream of being a published author come to pass. I think I would be able to help. Okay, I'm already helping a few people already, so please, it doesn't bite with a little help anyway, because at least somebody helped me as well. So I'm also willing to do that. And like I said, I'm at this stage of my life, I've made a commitment to live on purpose. And living on purpose means that you're not thinking of, okay, yes, what am I going to get from this? What am I going to get from this? You're just putting yourself out there to being a person of value to them, and also being a person of support, being that helping hand to be able to lift people. Okay, I hope that helps. Okay, let me just look at some other comments as well. Or if you have any friend that you want to refer them to me, please just do that. That's what they call ebook. Ebook is your book that will be online. It doesn't have to be a physical book like this. It can just be online where people can read from there. You could start with that. But I've got an audio book where you can listen to it even in your car. But this book, this is a paperback. This is a paperback copy. I've got the hard copy is on they're all on Amazon, and you can also have the audiobook version as well. So whichever one you want. Okay. Any more question? Any more question? Any more question? I'm not too sure if people can. I hope I've been able to answer all your questions. Watching, okay, watching from Nigeria. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, from America. Thank you. Thank you. And my people from the United Kingdom. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining. If you have any questions, so there will be more of this kind of value-adding conversation coming up. And like I said, I'm relaxed because I'm having a conversation. This is not a lecture. This is not a training session. It's just having conversation. Okay? Successful people have conversation, because in the place of conversation like this, ideas come up. And then please feel free to share your ideas with me if you feel comfortable with that. I'm always willing and ready to listen to that, because somebody else listened to mine. So thank you very much everyone that joined. We've got a few more minutes if you've got some questions. And at this stage, I also just want to at least show appreciation as well to everyone that joined. So I will be giving out 2 free copies of my book. So if you need a copy of this book, please get in touch. As part of adding value, I would like to just give 2 copies, but you would have to pay for postage. So yeah, if you need a copy, just get in touch, drop me a message. I think someone, do you release any books before you were a published author? Okay, being a published author means that your book is actually published. Okay, just to answer that question, thank you very much, House of Timo. Being a published author means that your book is published. And You can release ebooks if you want, but I don't know if that is also called a published book, but you have to go through, I think you can do a self-published book, or you can go through a traditional publisher who will take your material and just produce the book for you. Or, but most importantly, think of what you're putting out there and then make sure that you go to the right way. Okay? So, to being a published author means you have been able to actually publish the book. So, I think that is the way I can answer that question. I hope that answers your question, but if you require further information, please get in touch. Just send me a message and I'll be happy to answer that. Or is it better to be independent or be with a publishing team? Okay, if you've got enough experience in this publishing industry, yes, you can go independently. But I would suggest as the first time as a first time timer in writing or publishing a book, I would suggest that you go to a publishing company just to gain the experience of the process of actually going through this. I think that's just what I would just suggest. So make sure that if you can get a publishing company to just back you up, please embrace that so that you can learn on the journey, and then maybe your next couple of books, then you can sort of do that by yourself. Okay, I think that is the way I'll question. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So I think yes, people. Yeah, if you have any question, please just get in touch. So at this stage, I just want to say thank you very much for joining, and thank you so much wherever you're joining from. And yeah, expect more of this kind of conversation, because it makes me feel really good that at least I'm able to add value to at least one person or a few people that I've been able to join. And as I'm learning, I'm also being able to at least help someone gain clarity in their purpose of being a published author. So that's something rewarding for me. So okay, thank you so much. I think I would just like to bring this conversation to an end now, and I just want to say thank you very much on Instagram, on Facebook. Thank you very much to everyone that joined. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for your time, and everyone on Instagram that joined. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I really do not take this for granted, and hopefully we will be able to do more of this. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Okay, if you don't mind, I'll just bring this to a close. I don't know. So, thank you so much.